We believe that every change must start with a dream. However, banning all the production and consumption of meat, that is an impossible dream. Ladies and gentlemen, we as the opposition side tell you that the government side is fighting an illusion battle to begin with. But before that, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning to the honorable judges, precise timekeeper, amazing opponent on the government side, and my fellow comrades on the opposition side. Now what I'm going to do in today's debate, firstly, I'm going to rebut every cases that has been brought up by the government side, and then I'm going to provide my own argument as the opposition side. Firstly, let's move on to the cases that has been brought up by the government side. So firstly, they say that they would change meat company based production into plant-based. Now, we don't think that's effective for you to change the meat company into the plant-based, because there are a lot of company that made the meat as their main production. For example, like Tyson Food and all that. Then by changing their main brand into the plant-based, that means you are changing their whole main point of that company. This can also waste a lot of money because by changing their main point, you need a lot of money, because you basically change the whole company. And then they also say that by producing and consuming meat, that is immoral. Now let me tell you, if you say that killing animal is immoral, let me remind you that even an ant, spider, or cockroach, that is also an animal. Now how can you say that killing chicken and cow is immoral when you are alone killing the ant, cockroach, and spider? Now let's talk about the company could save money. Now, like I said before, by changing the company, you need a lot of money, because there are a lot of company that starting their brand as the meat company. Now, for this, the word that they say that we can change our nutrition into plant-based. Now, the truth is, there are a lot of meat that could provide us better nutrition other than plants. Not a lot of vitamins and nutrition can be replaced by the plant. For example, some vitamins like calcium, iron, especially B12, is not that easy to replace, and they won't be as effective as they were before if we change it. And then they say that it could lead to less disease. Now, let me tell you the truth. If we change the meat into plant, that means that we're gonna get a lack of nutrition, which could lead to more dangerous disease. For the more easier disease that could lead by changing plant into meat, that is anemia, trouble sleeping, lack of vitamins, even depression. Now, let me remind you how dangerous depression could be. It can even lead to suicide. So I don't think that is effective for you to change the meat into plant. Now, let's talk about the veganism. Let's take a look at the veganism community. There are a lot of vegan people that even like forcing their in their opinion, their ideology into others, that could lead to chaos. Now let's talk about their less opinion. They said that we can use money for other. Now what about the company? The company that is make the meat as their main product. That means they gotta change it from the start, from the brand name, even all that, which means that they need a lot of money. So they say that we can save some money, could save some time. That is like illogical and doesn't make any sense. They also said that we could save time. Like, for what about the company? Like I said before, that start their brand as the meat brand. By changing all that from the start, they waste a lot of money. They're gonna waste a lot of time for changing their motto and all that. Now I will give you my opinion on why this house shouldn't ban all the production and consumption of meat. Firstly, let's take a look at the economic sides. Now, besides all the company would run out of business, there is also a meat and dairy farmers that could lose all the income and properties. What about their family? How can they live if their first income is banned? And then let's take a look at the environment sides. There's gonna be overpopulation of animals because there isn't gonna be any consumption of meat, and then there's also a pollution because the manufacture of synthetics of clothes and shoes would make the pollution goes up. Now let's take a look at the health sides. Now, besides lack of nutrition like zinc, B12, calcium, even iron, it can also weakening our body's immune, which could lead to the more dangerous effect. We can also even energy loss. So we can also even get the energy loss. That's why we as the opposition sides definitely against today's motion, which is this house would ban all production and consumption of meat. We don't think that's effective for you to do so. We don't think for you it's efficient for you to do so. There's a lot of disadvantage more than advantage in doing today's motion. That's all from me. With that, I'm proud to propose.